In this video, we will go over the application questions from exercise A1. Question 2. Determine the perimeter and area of this semicircle. A semicircle is a half circle. In the diagram, we are given the radius, distance from the center to the circumference is 8 centimeters. We will start by looking for the perimeter, which is the total distance around the shape. As you can see, the total distance is made up of the straight side, which is double the distance of the radius. This is also called the diameter. So the straight length is 2 times 8 centimeters, which is 16 centimeters. The second part of the perimeter is the curved length. The curved length is half of the circumference or the perimeter of a circle. So to find this half length, we can divide the circumference of the circle 2 pi r by 2, which gives us the formula pi times r. So substituting 8 into r, the curved length is pi times 8, which is 25.1 centimeters. So in total, the perimeter can be found by adding 16 and 25.1, which gives us 41.1 centimeters. And this is the perimeter of the semicircle. We will move on to find the area of the semicircle. So the area is the space taken up or surrounded by its border or by the perimeter. Knowing that the semicircle is exactly half of a circle, from your formula sheet, we know that the area of a circle is pi r squared. Now we divide that by 2. So replace r by 8. So you have pi times 8 to the power of 2 divided by 2 equals, and your calculator should give you 100.5 centimeters squared. Question 3. Justine rides a carousel at the fair. She sits on the edge of the carousel. The carousel completes 7 turns while she rides it. Determine the distance Justine travels. So a carousel is this ride which goes around and around. And imagine that Justine is over here. She's sitting at the edge. The key to this question is to pay attention to the question where it says she is actually going around the carousel not once, but 7 times. To find Justine's total distance, we can make use of the total distance once around the circle, which is the circumference, and then multiply that by 7 times. So circumference from your formula booklet is c equals to pi times d. D stands for the diameter. So substitute a 3.4 as your diameter. Multiply that by pi. That will give you 10.68 meters. This is the distance, so roughly 10 meters or 11 meters, going once around the circle. So now if Justine's going around 7 times, we need to multiply this number by 7, which gives us the final answer of 74.8 meters. Question 4. The perimeter of a square window is 10 meters. How long is each side of the window? You can draw a diagram to keep track of what kind of shape it is and how the different sides relate to each other. So in a square, all 4 sides are equal, so I have labeled them as x. And I know that perimeter is 4 times x. In other words, one side of the square is the perimeter divided by 4 parts. Therefore, one side of the square is equal to 2.5 meters. Number 5. The sail on a yacht has the shape of a triangle. What is the area of the sail? If you look at this diagram and compare what you need to find the area of a triangle, which is base times height divided by 2, you will notice that there are extra information shown to you on this diagram. So make sure you ignore those. All you need to do this question is the base of the triangle over here, which is 3.5 meters. You can label that on the diagram. And also the height. We know that the height in a triangle is always 90 degrees to the base. Therefore, the 1.5 meters over here is the height. Therefore, to calculate the area of the sail, we multiply 3.5 by 1.5 and divide it by 2. You will get 2.6 square meters. And you finish with a conclusion. Question 6. The area of a rectangle is 48 centimeters squared. If the width is 6 centimeters, what is the length? Well, we know that length times width is the area in the rectangle. You can find length by dividing the area by its width. So you can use 48 divided by 6 to get the length 8 centimeters. Very similarly, if you know the length of a rectangle and its area, you can calculate the width by dividing the area by the length. So we have 48 divided by 12. The width of this rectangle is 4 meters.